YouTuber Sai. You know, I'm really sorry that I have to do this again, guys, and I'm sorry I have to expose you to this, but, I mean, I hate doing it. I absolutely hate doing it. What is up, squad fam, and welcome back to Generic Drama Channel. Oh, kill me. Kill me now. Okay, so, someone's done a reaction to my video, and it confuses me slightly, because I don't know how you can react to someone getting absolutely fucking destroyed. But someone has. And it's a good friend of the channel, actually. It's a gentleman by the name of GG Reloaded. And I know I normally don't say their names because I don't want to give them any sort of oxygen. But I needed to say his name for the simple reason that he used to go by something different. He's actually had a channel terminated in the past. He used to be called Go Gamer. I've done a bit of digging into this Go Gamer, and he's actually been exposed before for some shady sub-practices, and also he was removed from YouTube for, as he put it, was cyberbullying and harassment, and as a couple of the comments on the same video put it, for false copyright striking people. I mean, I'm not an absolute genius. I mean, I'm pretty close. You know, I would say maybe a step below absolute genius. But there's a word that this GG Reloaded likes to use a lot, and I think it might apply to this situation. What is it? What? Oh, it's hypocrite. Oh yeah, so he's talking about other people giving false copyright strikes, whereas apparently he's been involved in this sort of situation before. Maybe that's why he's so knowledgeable about everything, apparently. So this vitriolic little man has apparently done a video on me, and I say vitriolic little man because by his own admission he was removed for harassment and cyberbullying, even if we ignore the alleged copyright strike violations that went onto his channel. So yeah, he's done this video on me, and I normally, this is when I would start by, playing a little clip and then tearing it apart, but for this video, I think we should start on the metadata. So starting with the title reads, Stejo, the dumbest lawyer on earth. And I mean, I don't know how much research you've done, but you clearly seem like a very informed fellow, because not only do you know that I am 100% a lawyer, but you've actually met every single lawyer on the planet. This is impressive, man. Let me just slightly shit on your parade there. I know you've probably done all sorts of research and you think that you're totally right here, but to my own admission, many times, I'm a YouTuber. I'm not currently a lawyer. Not sure if you realise this, but I can assure you that when I was working in the legal profession, there were some dumb fucks out there that were representing people. Really dumb. Not sure if you've met them to make your informed decision on who's the dumbest lawyer on earth. But maybe you should do a bit more research next time. Just saying. Okay, I'm being a bit disingenuous. It was supposed to be a hyperbole, and I get that, but I mean, I'm sorry, I'm too dumb to even know what a hyperbole is, or disingenuous for that matter. Hell, you were probably even hoping that I didn't know what the word hypocrite meant, eh? The title then goes on to read, More Hypocrisy and Lies. I'm not sure how you could possibly get lies. I mean, hypocrisy, yes, because you're thick, so you might have built something up in your brain, but I'm not sure where lies can come from when I show receipts and when I actually explain everything with facts and reason. But never mind, let's just say lies because it makes a better title. And talking about making a better title, I like that you've included in parentheses, SusieLou copyright abuse. Like this video had anything to do with SusieLou copyright abuse? I mentioned it for max 10% of the video. It was just kind of an aside more than anything else, but you know, let's focus on that laser, because adding SusieLou's name into the title might get you some more clicks. And don't get me wrong, I know all about using a title for clicks. Did you see my title yesterday? It was kind of the point, and it got so many people hook, line and sinker thinking it was going to be a hate video. And there's even a hashtag drama alert on the title, because you know what? If you can't get clicks with my name, you can't get clicks with Susie's name, you might as well throw in drama alert as well, because you might get some with that. Fucking hell, man, this guy's pathetic. Then in his description he says that Stejo finally breaks his silence. I'm not sure what rock you've been living under or what cardboard box you've been living in, but I've been very vocal on many different platforms about this entire situation. So just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean I've been silent. I then checked out his tags for the video, or as the page source calls them, keywords. I'm sorry I have to show page source because it doesn't look very nice, but I'm not one of those weirdos that's got all these fucking Chrome applets so that they can see everyone's vidIQ and Social Blade stats and their tags, and I don't care about that, man. You do you. But I thought it might be a bit funny to have a look at these because this guy's supposed to be like this paragon of intelligence, or so you'll see when we actually get to the fucking video. But when you have a look at the keywords, beyond using obviously my name and the fact that I false copyright striked, we're also a scammer. I mean, at least that has something to do with the video. But then he uses SusieLou copyright abuse, which has nothing to do. Then but I don't even know who Bad Bunny is. Then Tipster, who I did talk about, and then Bobag, copyright claims, nothing to do with claims, copyright strikes, pretty much nothing to do with that. DMCA, okay, maybe if you're going to talk about that. Then the Division 2, Sekiro, L of the Day, okay, Twitch moments, neither of us are really on Twitch. Amaranth, no idea who that is. Alinity, she's the copy strike chick. Twitch compilation, neither of those either. Gyobu Oniwa, who's the Sekiro boss. Sekiro Rage Quit. Shadows Die Twice, Mundane Matt, nothing to do with that either. Bad Bunny, he really likes Bad Bunny. Best MMO, BioWare, EA, Twitch Thoughts, Anthem, Sekiro How to Beat. Well, I don't want to know if you're beating your meat over Sekiro, mate. Can we just get to the fucking video about me? This is about me today, fucking hell.
I'm sure I'm missing something due to the fact that we don't have that many black people up here, but what the fuck are we supposed to say? I was always taught that coloured was the polite term.
Oh, brilliant. I'm going to actually have to be a bit serious for a second. But honest to God, thank you for reading that tweet out, because I like it when people read, because then I don't need to do silly voices for myself. You've got the silly voice thing nailed. Right. As for the tweet in question, yeah, you're right, man. Like, we don't have that many, as I've now found out, black people up here. But when I was younger, and I had a black person who was at school with me, I was told that you called them a coloured person because they're not black. Because black is fucking black, dude. That's not the colour of people. And my ignorance is 100% showing in this tweet. That's why I was genuinely asking people, because I didn't fucking know. PC culture changes so fucking quick that I can't keep up. Like, I have met 2 actual black people. In Scotland, we've got plenty of Indian people, we've got plenty of Pakistani people, but we don't tend to have black people. That's generally a south of the border type thing. So I'm very sorry that I was super ignorant about what term to call people, but if that's all you fucking got, where's the fucking commentary on the video that you were supposed to have, mate?
Wait, what? It's 2019 and you're a lawyer, pretend lawyer, and you don't know that coloured is an offensive term when referring to black people? Oh my god, holy shit, this is the guy we're meant to take advice from?
No, don't take advice from me about this kind of thing. I genuinely have no idea about PC culture, so don't listen to a fucking word I say about what you're supposed to call people, because I don't know.
Are you fucking kidding me? In 2019...
Well, I'm glad that this one could at least use a calendar.
If there was a white section on the bus and a coloured section...
Whoa, mate. We let everyone sit in the same section of the bus over here. Don't know what fucking third world country you come from.
You're telling me that you wouldn't know it's offensive? If there were segregated toilets and shit where there's a white section and a coloured section, you wouldn't know it's offensive? What the fuck?
Triggered.
What are you even on about? Like, I'm sure that if you called it the black section of the bus and the black toilets, it would still be fucking racist segregation. How fucking stupid are you? What the fuck? Okay, for this next section, I'm going to have to put a watermark because he's clipping my video and it would get confusing. So if there's a watermark in the corner, it's still his video, just my video, but he's you know what I mean. This is not fair use. Do you it looks like I'm calling myself human garbage. You have permission to play that? Yeah, that doesn't seem like criticism. That seems like a load of little fucking nerds being dickheads.
You
serious?
This is not fair use. Do you have permission to play that? Yeah, that doesn't seem like criticism. That seems like a load of little fucking nerds being dickheads.
This is Stejo. Remember this guy? Nope. Of course you don't. He's irrelevant.
I'm so irrelevant that you had to do a video on me. You had to tweet at me like 8 fucking times last night. You had to comment on my video as well. Oh, fuck, man. Hella irrelevant. And I also find it a bit hypocritical of you to be saying that, considering that you're part of the same group that was trying to give Susie shit for talking down to smaller creators, and then gave me shit for doing that video that I done that you're supposed to be responding to on someone who is a smaller creator. So it's a bit fucking weird that you're calling me irrelevant. I mean, I also don't know who's got the higher sub count out of two of us. Oh wait, that's me as well. Hella irrelevant, mate.
Smarter than he actually is, but then when you hear the shit that he says, you realize he's just fucking insane. For example,
this is not fair use. Do you have permission to play that? Yeah, that doesn't seem like criticism. Very weird way to clip that sentence that I was saying in that video, huh? Why don't we have a look at the actual sentence? Plus, I mean, I don't know if you've seen some of the comments that bigger YouTubers get, but they ain't criticism. Case in point. I fucking hate you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to chop up your dog and post it through your letterbox. I know where you live. Don't seem like criticism. In SusieLou's case, you're a whore, you're a thought, copy strike thought, this is not fair use, do you have permission to play that? Yeah, that doesn't seem like criticism. That seems like a load of little fucking nerds being dickheads. Huh. Really paints a different picture when you actually use the full sentence, doesn't it? I think another funny thing about it is this is supposed to be a rebuttal to my video, yet you've skipped, like, most of it. This is 15 minutes into the video and that's where you choose to start? I'm not sure about you, but I like to start whenever I'm doing a rebuttal on a video from the very start. And you know, don't take anything out of context because that is, once again, disingenuous, makes you look like a little pussy.
I don't know, Stejo. It sounds like criticism to me. I thought you were a lawyer. How do you not know the definition of criticism?
Okay, genius, why don't we actually have a look at the legal definition of criticism? This is from the Law Dictionary, which is actually enshrined in the American Constitution. The art of judging skillfully of the merits or beauties, defects or faults of a literary or scientific performance or of a production of art. So let's go to the little clip that you decided to take of me. This is not fair use. Do you have permission to play that? Yeah, that doesn't seem like criticism. Yeah, I don't think that someone asking if you've got permission to play something, nor a blanket statement about fair use with regards to a video would fall under the art of judging skillfully of the merits or beauties, defects or faults of the video in question.
Okay, well, let me explain. There are many ways to define criticism.
Yep, and we just used the legal definition.
But basically, it is the act of giving your opinion or judging the qualities of something or someone. So, the examples you gave were in fact criticism.
Except when you use the legal definition, which you said, you know, I'm a lawyer, I should know what the definition is. Well, there's a legal definition, which doesn't actually go in line with your fucked up, made up definition from the top of your head now, does it?
If you're wondering why I'm talking like this, it's because I have to speak like a child in order for Stejo's brain to comprehend what I'm saying.
I'm gonna be honest with you, mate, I didn't even notice a difference. I thought you always sounded like a moron.
Okay, Stejo? Okay, you get it? You get it? The word of the day is criticism.
Alright, big chap, got it. You know, the art of judging skillfully of the merits or beauties, defects or faults of literary or scientific performance or of a production of art. Got it. Cheers, mate. Thank you. This is not fair use. Do you have permission to play that? Yeah, that doesn't seem like criticism.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Mate, you've cherry-picked something out of the end of this video that's supposed to be a rebuttal of the entire video. You've cherry-picked one section, and you've now played the clip like 4 times. Can you just fucking get on with it? I'm sorry that I'm subjecting you guys to this entirety, but I don't like cherry-picking. It's a very disingenuous and slimy thing to do. If you're going to criticise something, then at least take the entirety of the work. Oh shit, I just used that word again. You know, the one that the big chap just taught us. Criticism.
Okay, so I'm gonna play a few clips for you, and beware, it is really stupid, so you may have to dumb yourself down a bit and bring your intelligence down to Stejo's level.
I'm sure your viewers will have no problem with that one, mate.
Here we go.
For you to give criticism, you require respect.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Alright, I'm really sorry, you got me. I kinda misworded that. What I meant was, for me to give a fuck about your criticism, you need to have my respect. Is that better? For you to give criticism, you require respect.
For you to give criticism, you require respect? What? Is this guy living in the real world? Is this guy from Narnia? It seems he's living in some fantasy land where definitions make no sense.
I mean, I've already rebutted this, but it's funny that he uses Narnia, because if you watch the video that I showed at the start of this, that he actually uses this Narnia thing quite a lot. I think he's got a weird hard-on for the Lion, the Witch, and or the wardrobe.
Why are you making shit up? You can't just take words which have established definitions and make up your own.
What, like you did with the word criticism like 5 minutes ago?
Boblax gave a great example here.
Oh, Boblax. I thought he was called Bobag.
Hitler does not respect you, so any criticism you have of World War II is invalid.
Ah, yes, he says the exact same thing on my channel, and I replied to him on my channel about how I'm sure that there was plenty of criticism levied at Hitler, but I don't think he gave a fuck about any of the people who he didn't respect. Just my guess.
And this is basically what Stejo, the lawyer, is saying. Oh my god.
For you to give criticism, you require respect. I don't respect you, and therefore your criticism is fucking nonsense. Yes, this guy does like to make the same point a million fucking times. He's got an entire 20-minute video that he's supposedly rebutting, whereas he's taken literally the 5 minutes at the end.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
And he also likes to use memes or clips from movies to make his points, which is because he's not eloquent enough to actually speak the fucking language. I think this is quite accurately shown by the fact that he's called me an idiot about 30 times already.
If he doesn't respect you, it isn't criticism.
Well, I meant if I don't respect you, then I don't give a fuck about your criticism, but you know, apples and oranges and that.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Stejo, but you don't have to respect me or anyone else giving their opinion, and their respect doesn't need to be reciprocated either. That's not how it works.
Except it does if you were to actually take the context of the video into account. But you don't do that, do you? Because you like to cherry pick things because you're aforementioned slimy. If we were to look at the context, it's because the accusation that was levied is that SusieLou can't take criticism. And the point I was making is that I, personally, only take criticism from people that I respect and from people that generally respect me, because they're going to be the ones that are going to give you the best criticism, not some random fuck on the internet. But we don't look at context, do we, Gigi? No, we just cherry pick.
If a lawyer or judge is criticizing a criminal in court,
I'm not sure how many courtrooms you've been in, but they generally aren't there to give a fucking valued critique on the person. They're there to decide matters of law.
For what he's done, you think it makes a goddamn difference if the criminal or judge respect each other? Oh my god, how can anyone be this dumb?
No, I don't think it does. But I think if the criminal were to respect the legal system, then not only would they probably not be a criminal in the first place, but they would probably take on board any criticism that was levied at them.
I could say that you are the dumbest person on the planet.
You can and you have, mate. It's in the title, plus it's the only insult that you seem to know.
And you are wasting everyone's air.
I mean, I probably am, but I'll make sure I plant some trees just to offset it.
You're wasting everyone's oxygen with your stupidity. I could say the most hateful shit to you, and guess what? It would still be criticism because I am rendering my opinion and judgments.
I'm kind of astounded that that's the most hateful shit he could think of.
Whether you like it or respect it has nothing to do with it, you simple-minded, intellectually inept fool.
But it does have something to do with whether I take it on board or just flat out fucking ignore it, doesn't it?
There are many different types of criticism, not just constructive. And for there to even be constructive criticism, logic would dictate that there would have to be an opposite. And what is the opposite of constructive? Destructive.
Well, Holy shit, this is like an episode of Sesame Street. We're learning all sorts.
Meaning someone calling your girlfriend a copyright thought, as you put it, might be mean to you, but it's still criticism.
But that doesn't mean that she needs to take that criticism on board, or even read it, or even give the person the time of day.
Before you make a response video, make sure you're not a complete imbecile.
After this amazing lesson that you're dealing out, mate, I don't think I could possibly be a complete imbecile at all after watching this. Fucking hell, not only can he work a calendar, but he's a whiz with a dictionary.
With all that said, the guy who doesn't even know the definition of criticism wants to give advice on fair use, and we're supposed to take his word for it?
Well, I mean, it's either that or you can do the 6 years in university yourself.
So why am I making this video now, after all the drama has died down?
I'm gonna hazard a guess. Views.
Well, after weeks of making videos on SusieLou, Steejo finally decided to respond.
So there was nothing else going on and then I said something and you wanted more views.
Yay!
Yep, views.
Did he respond to my first video 2 weeks ago with 85,000 views?
No, because you're a muppet. And it's hard enough getting through this fucking video, and this one's about me. I told you, guy's fucking obsessed with views.
Nope. Did he respond to any of the others where Susie tried to flag my videos for hateful and abusive content and failed? Nope.
Once again, because of the aforementioned muppetry. But if those examples don't quite tell you how fucking desperate these little pricks are, I don't know what will.
He responded to a smaller YouTuber who didn't have that many views on her video to begin with.
I'm sorry, mate, but I don't attribute a person's self-worth based off of a number on a fucking screen. I just saw an absolute muppet levying false accusations, and I had to just explain it. But I think it's very clear from this entire video and what you've just said there that you do care about how many subscribers someone's got, considering, what was it you called me? Irrelevant?
I assume he did this because if he went after a YouTuber with a more substantial following, he would get destroyed.
I look forward to getting destroyed.
Like he's getting destroyed right now.
Oh shit, I was so destroyed I didn't even realise I got fucking destroyed.
So he decided to pick on someone he thought was an easy target.
I don't think you know what picking on actually is, mate. She said some things, and I responded with proof and facts. That's not picking on. You sitting there calling me an idiot and a fool and whatever. I think it's probably just idiot and fool, to be honest with you. You don't have that good a vocabulary for insults, but I think that would be more close to picking on if you're gonna go down that fucking route.
Why didn't he respond to me or any of the other people who made videos weeks ago?
Why didn't you respond to me? I'm so desperate for your attention from someone who's apparently irrelevant? Weird.
Well, because he's a fucking coward.
Says a little boy who doesn't even show his face in his videos.
The video in question was called SusieLou is Scamming People with a question mark. Notice the question mark.
She could have shoved the question mark up her arse, mate. Wouldn't change the context of her fucking video now, would it?
Because nowhere in the video does she explicitly say that Susie was scamming people.
She might not have explicitly said it, but she implicitly said it plenty of times.
All she said was that it looked suspicious that Susie bought a car around the same time she was asking for donations to pay for her dog's surgery, which to anyone would be a reasonable assertion.
Except the donations were gathered in October and the car was purchased in January, so how that is around the same time, fucking beyond me. Considering that, you know, Christmas was in between and we could have had a lot of money from There's so many variables that you just like jump into the frogs are gay.
But in his attempt to defend SusieLou and make himself look smart, he instead makes himself out to be a complete jackass and a bully.
Let's not beat around the bush here. You try to say that I'm defending SusieLou and that might have been what it seemed like, but judging by the fact that we were both raising money for our fucking dog and it was our car, I kinda took it a little bit personally.
He pulls out his calculator and tries to present facts in order to make Rainbow Unicorn look stupid, but makes himself look dumb, because unless she's a fucking detective, there's absolutely no way she'd be able to get your surgery records, receipts, and car payments.
Except the fact that I even mentioned in the video that all of this was in videos that Susie had done about the subjects. So, no, I didn't expect her to be fucking psychic. She could have just done a bit of investigation to figure this shit out.
Again, she never said you or Susie were lying. She said it looked suspicious, which is all she could say given the information she has, which isn't a lie. It is opinion.
It is opinion based on speculation, where about half an hour of investigating could have actually found some facts instead of needing to speculate. So yes, you know what? I'm gonna fucking call out lazy people who are too fucking lazy to do a bit of investigation but instead spout off a load of bullshit rumours. Bit like yourself, mate.
Oh my god. This is the fucking lawyer. I'm not gonna go through the entire video because I'm probably gonna get brain cancer listening to all this shit.
You're not going to go through the entire video, yet you picked something from the end of the video. Is that because you watched the video and there wasn't anything you could rebut? Because it's very difficult to rebut actual fucking facts now, isn't it, buddy?
I'm just gonna leave a dislike on the video.
This is not fair use. Do you have permission to play that? Yeah, that doesn't seem like criticism. That seems... And I'm just going to flag your video for false and misleading metadata. You remember those tags we looked at the start?
Surgeries do cost a lot of money. The prices do sometimes go up from what you're estimated. People do get loans for cars and stuff. You know, there are other ways to get a car.
So your entire video is nonsense because you just explained everything to yourself.
However,
Oh fuck, here we go.
that being said, it does just look really bad on her. So it's just like, you got an ego, you're a hypocrite, and you can't handle criticism.
Ah yes, your bias is really showing now. She's got an ego, she's a hypocrite, and she can't handle criticism. So let's actually deal with those one by one, shall we? SusieLou has an ego. Okay, I beg to differ, knowing her better than, you know, pretty much anyone.
Hold on a minute.
Yes, he did just use that massive clip to make a single point. Not very fair use if you ask me.
What was that about bias? You claim that she's biased, which she isn't, but aren't you biased?
Well, yes, of course I'm biased. I'm talking about something that affects me and the person I'm with. But I'm not trying to present something objectively. It's quite obvious I'm fucking biased.
How are you calling her out for being biased when you clearly are? What were we talking about before? Oh yes, hypocrisy.
I don't think you understand most of the words that you say, do you? Because I'm not trying to do a video showing an objective position on something. If she was to come out from the start and be like, I fucking hate Susie. Actually, there's no way. I can't even mentally think of a way that you could present that video where bias wouldn't be a fucking issue when you're trying to talk about how someone is scamming people. If you're going to try and expose someone, you need to come at it from an unbiased angle. But clearly you know fuck all about that, don't you?
You're clearly in a relationship with SusieLou, meaning you have a vested interest in the outcome. Your opinions are gonna be extremely biased, so how are we meant to take you seriously?
Because my bias doesn't come into it when I'm actually showing you facts and figures. Next question.
You are the only one defending your girlfriend. Your girlfriend. You cannot be impartial. Why would anyone trust what you have to say? God, you're so stupid.
There he goes again, he's insulted my intelligence. I feel personally attacked. Say she's got a massive ego. She routinely entertains hundreds of thousands of people a day. 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 Alright, maybe a slight exaggeration, but I think showing someone's video views is a bit disingenuous. Why don't you show how many views she actually gets per day? Yeah, not hundreds of thousands a day, but definitely a lot. But I can tell you from my own experience living with a woman that she has one of the smallest egos that I have ever known.
Yeah, her ego is so small that she's out here copyright striking people's videos and false flagging videos for hateful and abusive content.
What the fuck is a copyright strike and a flagging of someone's shitty ass content got to do with ego?
And God knows what else. But she has the smallest ego, right? An ego so small that she thinks she has the rights to Sony's content.
Oh, you mean the content that Sony actually removed the strike from? You mean the content that Sony, in an email that I actually showed on Twitter, that Sony apologized for striking her video for? You mean the same Sony that sent her the exact same fucking song in a pre-release LP to do a review on because Sony realized that they'd fucked up and they actually valued her opinion? You mean that?
An ego so small that she calls the person complaining about her false copyright strike a massive loser.
Oh, you mean the tweet that wasn't actually to the person who she copyright striked, and you just had to, like, strategically remove that because, you know, that's what you do. You're a slimy cherry-picking bastard.
An ego so small that she brags about getting more views and calls people who criticize her nerds sitting in their mum's basement.
Yes, the same little fuckboys who were complaining because she had the wrong fucking thumbnail on a video. I think that she's well entitled to levy a few wee insults there, eh?
How can we take you seriously? You're having sex with the woman that you're defending.
Well, at least one of us is having sex. Wait, actually, are you having sex with the woman that you're defending? Oh, don't think I want a picture of that.
How can we trust what you have to say?
So let's hit the next one. SusieLou is a hypocrite, and I know exactly where this girl's getting her fucking information from on this one, and it's all those little videos that you've probably seen cropping up in your recommended tab if you're following Susie, and that is, SusieLou is a hypocrite. She files a false copyright takedown. I'm going to tell you something right now, and I'm not going to get in a fucking argument about fair use, because that many fucking sweaty nerds on the internet that have no idea about anything to do with the law, and they spout this word fair use like they understand anything to do with the DMCA. You're clueless. So, they say it's a false copyright strike, and I've got something that'll fix every one of your fucking videos. It ain't false. It's only a false copyright strike if it's not from the copyright holder. You cannot issue a false copyright strike, and this is under penalty of perjury, remember. If you issue a false copyright strike, you can go to jail. This isn't false because she owns the copyright. Whether or not you think it's fair use is absolutely fuck all to do with it. That you have to not own the copyright to issue a false strike. This is fucking idiotic. You people are morons.
No.
Yes, once again, he did just use another massive chunk of my video. I swear, I speak more in his fucking video than he does.
The only moron here is you. It doesn't matter if she owns the copyright or if she thinks she does. It's still a false strike if she does not take into consideration fair use.
Oh, you mean you're talking about the Lens versus Universal case with the baby dancing that I've spoke about before in a couple of my videos? Yeah, why didn't you just say, oh, because you don't actually know what you're talking about, do you? We did take into consideration fair use, or rather Susie took into consideration fair use when she issued a copyright strike. She decided that it wasn't fair use, therefore she issued a copyright strike. And whether or not your opinion differs from hers doesn't mean that she didn't take it into consideration. And it's nice that you haven't actually touched on the fact that I put a clip in that previous video of the person who took the fucking clip saying the only reason he took it was to lubricate his viewers and to hook them in the first 30 seconds of his video. So yeah, doesn't seem like fair use to me. We were probably right to take it down then, eh?
Which it was. The clip he used was again transformative, and the moment he used it to create an original piece of work, it became his original content and his legal property, which you cannot claim or strike.
And that sounds a lot like your opinion, and I'm very sorry if I'm not going to take legal advice off of someone who's never studied law.
And if you strike it, it is therefore a false copyright strike, you imbecile.
I swear, this guy's only got the page that's got idiot on it in the Thesaurus, because that's all he seems to go for.
There have been many lawsuits where the so-called copyright holders have had to pay damages or compensation to the defendant because the copyright claims have been found to be illegal or dismissed entirely due to lack of merit.
Yes, there have been lawsuits that get resolved in a variety of ways, at your point.
There have been many TV shows or artistic creations that use music, video clips, photographs from other creators' work as their own to make something new.
Can you point me to a couple of these? Because most of them have licensing agreements to use someone else's intellectual property. I mean, if you watch any of the BBC, that's why they generally don't use a regular version of Google. It'll be Goofle, or they won't have Coke, it'll be Cove. Why do I keep going for Fs? That's so weird. It's probably because you'll all be hitting F to pay respects to this poor little muffin once I'm finished with this video, innit?
They were sued unsuccessfully. If you claim to own the copyright and then have to pay damages to the other side because the courts deem you not to be the rightful copyright holder, then it is a false claim, you dumb fuck.
No, and here's where your ignorance is showing. It doesn't mean that it's a false DMCA takedown. It's still a very valid and legal DMCA takedown. Just because the courts say that something's fair use or something's this or something's that does not make it a false DMCA takedown. Otherwise you'd have people going to fucking jail for perjury.
What kind of lawyer are you? When did you get your degree? In the early 1900s? This video is just full damage control. It is full of bias, hypocrisy, and false equivalence. He likes to find something you did wrong and cling to it.
No, I like to take your entire fucking video and talk about each and everything you said. Unlike you, who likes to cherry pick things from videos and completely fucking ignore it. I think you may be talking about yourself.
Disregarding everything else. He disregards everything that Susie has done wrong. He doesn't even address any of it.
No, I think I quite successfully addressed it all. You just didn't dare to look at it because you didn't want your little worldview crushed.
But he chooses to point out one thing, the one thing Tipster got wrong when he said that Susie was stealing content from another channel when it turns out it was her channel to begin with. Wow, you found the one thing he got wrong.
Yeah, because it was a pretty big fucking oopsie, that's why.
Congratulations.
I want to apologize because I took down the first video on this because I had missed some stuff and I wanted to add things in here.
Oh, fantastic! It's a revised video, so that means that she's actually done her homework and spent time digging into the facts because she's probably been called out for some of this stuff before in the last video, right?
Thanks to all the people who helped me out with this, especially Tipster, because he had sent me some of the stuff that I missed.
Oh, you got your information from Tipster, eh? The paragon of journalism. Never gets anything wrong ever. No, he's perfect to get your information from.
Yeah, he got it wrong, but he did retract his statement.
Once again, yes, he did just use another massive chunk of my video to make one little point. But the point is, yes, he might have retracted his statement, but he was in such a fucking rush to try and get a video out to get those sweet ass views that he didn't do a little bit of fucking research. It would take him 2 seconds to click on a few of those videos to see commenters calling NCG Susie. Weird, huh? Not to mention the fact that NCG is in Susie's recommended box on YouTube, and it used to also be on the front page of her fucking YouTube channel. But you know what? What's the point in actually doing any investigation and try to get facts where you can just throw out falsehoods and hope they stick?
And apologize. That is what a journalist or reporter does.
A journalist or reporter reports falsehoods and then retracts their statement instead of actually getting the evidence in the first place. You know what? No, you're totally fucking right. Nowadays, yeah, it pretty much is. Back in the day, it used to be a bit better, but nowadays it's a fucking shit show.
It happens all the time on the news. You think they get everything right all the time? The mark of a good journalist is being able to admit when you are wrong, something that you never do.
No, the mark of a good journalist is good reporting, not reporting falsehoods, because it goes with your fucking biased lean.
What about all the evidence against Susie? You're just gonna conveniently ignore all of it, right?
No, I pretty much spoke about everything in one place or another. It's not my fault that you're that fucking stupid you can't find it.
God, you're fucking stupid. And finally, you brag about how Tipster got one thing wrong, which he apologized for, and you try to make him look stupid for it, but you are a million times worse. You constantly ignore SusieLou's mistakes, all of them, but if I or anyone else were to make one mistake, you're quick to point it out.
Yeah, I'll point out if you make a mistake, because I don't like you.
A lawyer, a fake lawyer who doesn't even know the definition of fair use or criticism. A lawyer that I recently just found out doesn't even know that the term colored when referring to black people is offensive.
Nah, mate, had no fucking clue, but thanks for the after school special.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Definitely quite possible, I've never been checked.
Stejo wrote this tweet in March of this year, 2019. Keep that in mind. I'm sure I'm missing something due to the fact that we don't have that many black people up here, but what the fuck are we supposed to say? Really?
Wait, have I just entered a fucking time warp or something? I thought we covered this subject.
What the fuck are we supposed to say? I was always taught that colored was the polite term. Really? You're a lawyer in 2019.
There he goes again, showing how good he is with a calendar. I'm so proud.
And you think that colored is a polite term? You were taught this? Don't give me that bullshit. Who is taught this? Who were you taught by? The KKK?
You know, I thought those lads looked a bit suspicious. It was really hard to understand them, though, through the pillowcases.
There's no person on earth, except you apparently, that thinks that colored is a polite term. Fuck off. Let's not also forget that you are making fun of tipster and mental illness and suicide.
That's right. I says I wouldn't destroy his channel because I didn't want him to off himself. I was kind of being sincere, but I also don't understand why I'm supposed to care about someone who I don't actually give a flying fuck about. I don't subscribe to this weird policy that we're supposed to love everyone. You know, if some fucking random just died in the street and I didn't know about it, I'm not gonna fucking shed a tear. If someone who I really fucking don't like you, GG, were to something horrible to happen to you, I don't think I give a fuck. You can call me what you like, but, you know, no. My caring doesn't extend to everyone on the fucking planet, especially not you, you dick.
I didn't want to bring this up. I didn't want to touch on this subject because I know absolutely nothing about mental illness, so
you should have just stopped at you know absolutely nothing.
At the risk of making myself look like a jackass.
Nope. No risk of that throughout this entire fucking video.
I won't go into it. I'll leave that up to Tipster. But you, my friend, are a disgusting person.
I don't think you can, mate. Last I heard he was taking some time off.
You make me fucking sick.
Triggered.
It's funny because he's been the triggered one throughout the entire video. I've just been having a laugh. Oh, man. Right, well, that's the end of his video, and I don't understand why he says that was going to be a rebuttal to my video, because he cherry-picked a couple of things and then repeated what he was saying over and over and over again. I don't understand where all these people are coming from when they're like, oh, GG destroyed you, man. The guy's a moron. Oh, man, I can't believe he's even got people that watch him. It's terrifying. But regardless, I know I says I wasn't going to make another video on this at the end of the last one, but when you've got someone who's literally made, I think this is 5 or 6 videos now, using my partner's name to try and get some fucking views, I think it's about time that I spoke back and actually showed what a fucking cretin this person is. He's one of these little people that's just angry at the fucking world because he's got nothing going on in his life. But it's fine, because you know what? I've been SusieLou, you've been awesome, I'll see you next time, bye bye.